Hi everyone, my name's Paul Connaughton. I'm here with Martin Audio. We're here at Leeds Plaza this week, showing off essentially our brand new touring range in our FlexPoint range. This is essentially our premium point source touring range that we've introduced. We essentially have a whole family going everything from a 4-inch coaxial with a 0.7-inch driver with a 1-inch polymer dome over it, all the way through the family to from a 4 to a 6, an 8-inch, a 12-inch and a 15-inch box. These are essentially coaxial designs, very, very quick and easy to use within a touring situation. We've got essentially quick captive release grills, where we can essentially remove the grill with no tools. Which essentially opens up the cabinet. We also then have essentially a process where we can remove and rotate the driver without the use of any tools whatsoever. It's very easy, quickly easy to deploy, whether you're deploying it in portrait or landscape. Very easy. As you can see, the grill is still attached to the box, so whether you're in the air, it's very easy to change configuration as needed. So FlexPoint is essentially our brand new premium touring point source range to complement everything else we have as part of our touring family. So as part of the touring family, we then move up to our constant curve series in our TORUS. So we have, within the 12-inch TORUS range, we have two boxes. We have the T1230, which is a 30-degree box. We also have a 15-degree box as part of the family. These can be arrayed, obviously, vertically, horizontally in clusters, depending on what's required for coverage requirements. As part of the design, we essentially have a phase bung essentially in front of the LF driver, which gives us a bit more mid-band sensitivity from the driver. We then also have, as part of the design, is our proprietary dynamic horn flare. This allows us to essentially set the coverage angle of the horn from either 30 degrees each side to 60 degree dispersion. We can have 45 each side for a 90-degree dispersion, or we can have 75-degree asymmetric either side of the driver, depending on how they're arrayed horizontally or vertically, to allow you to keep sound off the walls and essentially keep the energy where we need it at the listener's ears. There's also a very good element with the TORUS range, where they've essentially been designed with essentially a pin switch on the back. This allows us to send essentially one 4-core cable up to the array, and then we can pick off on the boxes what box is essentially choosing what pins off of that cable. And then when the arrays are up in the air, via our ViewNet control software, we can activate the LED light to ensure that when they're hung and essentially deployed, that they have the correct box on the correct circuit, rather than you having to pull up the array, essentially check the cabling and all of the hassle that goes with that way of doing things. So that's the T1230 and the T1215. We then also have introduced what we call our little baby TORUS in the T820. This here is essentially exactly the same design as the T12. It's got very nice rigging essentially to be able to be rigged in clusters. This here is essentially a fixed horizontal. So this has a fixed horizontal of 100 degrees with 20 degrees vertical. Again, it can be arrayed in vertically or horizontally depending on the requirements for coverage. The T820 is supplemented by our brand new Cardioid SXC 115 subwoofer. This is a bi-amp subwoofer. In the 15-inch version, we have a 15-inch driver in the back with a 12-inch driver in the rear. It's a bi-amplified cabinet, and essentially by bi-amplifying the cabinet and using DSP but in both sides, we can essentially ensure that about 63 Hertz, we're getting about 21 dB, a rejection out the back, whilst having all the energy come out the front where we want it for our audience. Combine that with the FP with our TORUS and then with our WP Wavefront Precision series, it is basically the most cohesive touring live sound setup we've ever had at Martin. We've now essentially got a product that fits all of those little gaps for rental partners, individuals that are essentially touring with our systems in and out of venues worldwide. And yeah, we're very happy to essentially get to the point now where we believe we have our strongest live sound setup ever, whether it be anything for point source, for your kind of short throw applications, everything up to the line optimized sources, where sometimes you might not have the budget for the optimized systems. You might need or require more coverage from a point source box, which is where the constant curvature system comes in the middle there. So between the whole system now and the whole family, we now have we have the most cohesive lifestyle touring setup we've ever had. As I said, thank you again for today. If you have any inquiries whatsoever, or you'd like to place an order or have a chat with anybody about any of the products that you see here today, please contact Leisure Tech. They'll be more than happy to help you. Thank you again. Cheers.